All right, guys, welcome to the Get Bit podcast for blurs, for nerds. If you have a fandom, then you are definitely welcome here. I'm your host, the most Will Buchanan, of course, the man to my right, your left, depending on how your screen is flipped. I wonder what he has on a wonderful, well-earned vacation. I'll let him introduce himself as usual.
During times of great peril, Rick Jones can clang the Negamans together, yelling the mystical words "fantastic," thus summoning me from the Negazones. It's me, Joe Tanello.
Every time I think you're going to go left, you go right. Every
Oh, it's a
time.
clear Captain Marvel reference.
I know, but it's not the one I was thinking you're gonna. I was thinking you weren't gonna go with Captain Marvel. I had a complete different genre in my head. But
It was either that or just yell in biggin.
that being said, we are a family-friendly podcast, so we do try to watch our language sometimes. Sometimes words do fly. Aside from that, there are some trailers that we made sure tonight that might be too intense for younger viewers, so viewer discretion is advised. Aside from that, welcome. So we might as well go ahead and get into it. If you are a gamer, or if you just looked up on YouTube, you probably did notice that the Summer of Games did actually happen today, with a lot, and I mean a lot of news. But first, we do want to start with the biggest news out there, guys, with The Rock, because let's be honest, it's The Rock, who has finally has dropped the trailer for Black Adam. If you haven't seen it, here it is.
Black Adam, what have your powers ever given to you? Nothing but heartache.
I was a slave until I died. Then I was reborn a god. My son sacrificed his life to save me. Over fire! War going. Now, I kneel before no one.
War going on outside we ain't safe from.
In this world, there are heroes.
I feel the pain in my city wherever I go.
And there are villains. Heroes don't kill people. Well, I do.
My vision has shown me the future. You have two choices. You can be the destroyer of this world, or you can be its savior. That's up to you.
Behind you! Did he just catch a rocket?
He got a rocket.
All black everything. You know my fresh coat.
And as you guys can see, that it will be coming out October 21st, only in theaters because it's a thing now. So really, first impressions, Joe, because I know you probably seen it. I've reviewed that trailer multiple times. Does it affirm your faith that Black Adam may be a solid movie, considering the fact that we have seen Dr. Fate, we've seen Hawkman, Atom Smasher, Cyclone? Does it make you have a little bit of faith in this movie, or are we holding this the same standard as these other DC movies?
I mean, I have a deep affection for Black Adam. He is one of my favorite characters. I did notice that we do have both Adriana Tomas and Amon Tomas in the trailer, so there is a very minute chance we will see Isis and Osiris.
Mm-hmm.
But if anything, we are introducing Black Adam's current time frame love interest and son-in-law. We'll see if the pet gator gets brought along and does nefarious things to them. But, you know, that poor man just can't catch a break. I do like that they are keeping with the Jeff Johns style origin story of his son and wife being slaughtered
Yeah,
by what may be a rogue pharaoh because Black Adam was the guardian to Prince Khufu, which is the first iteration of Hawkman.
yeah.
So we'll see what there. We do see some levity. That man is dead. The one that was punched to the ocean, that man is dead. My biggest complaint in the trailer is probably with Dr. Fate. I don't know who decided magic means you have to bend space and time, but that really bothered me that they obscured the Dr. Fate suit.
Okay, I can see
Um,
that.
Also, I don't know if it's in Hawkman's plane, but when we see Pierce Brosnan talking to him, I'm fairly certain that's the Blackhawks insignia, not Hawkman's insignia he's sitting in front of.
I want to agree with that, but I'm not sure because the way that scene shot goes, it's hard to tell.
Again, we see Adriana Tomas, future wife in ISIS, back when that was a thing that could be said without fear and disgust. Because she did have her own television show for a while.
She did.
Way back in the late 70s. It was the Shazam ISIS Power Hour. She's been around for a while, so if she comes back, I would not be surprised. The guy in the van with her may be a new invention for the series, but in the grand scheme of things, I dig it. I just know Dwayne Johnson has been saying from Jump Street, I will fight Superman. So
yeah, and he stressed that in the press interview where you're saying, well, we
I'm
all know
Superman. I just don't have the weakness of magic.
and we all know Kryptonians are weak against magic. And I'm like, they are really. I was like, don't get me wrong. It depends, and I say this with all believability. If Black Adam does do well, then yes, I could see the setup where Black Adam does eventually meet Superman because Henry Cavill still got the cape and the man's still in great shape.
Well,
So
Henry Cavill definitely has the cape now because Warner Brothers Discovery says we will have Cavill back.
yeah, and now that
However, we will do a correct Superman movie, meaning even they're like, yeah, those weren't good Superman movies.
We've been saying that. It's like we've been
The
saying
thing
that.
that makes me wonder is why, and I understand he wants to fight Henry Cavill because he just want to see those two slug it out now that we have the technology, but it seems like he just doesn't want anything to do with Zachary Levi for whatever reason. So the fact that he is clearly the antithesis of Shazam.
Yeah.
Even
And yet
though if you've been reading the Justice League, which I question your reading choices, he has been a hero in the past. He's been a hero during the Jeff Johns run of the JSA where he's worked with Shazam. He has had Shazam as his best man at his wedding where he was worrying that his hairline was finally receding. God bless New 52. It was such a great story. But I'm wondering why they're like not connecting the two despite the fact that they're so intertwined. Of course, this could also be a complete misdirection where the final after credit is it warps into the Rock of Eternity and Zachary Levi is like, who in God's name are you?
I can see that, but that's why I said that's why I honestly think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be good just because the fact that there's a lot of polish on it, and the fact that we finally get to see. I mean, we saw The Rock in the Super 4, but we saw it in snippets. And Pierce Brosnan is Dr. Fate. I admit that it did kind of take away from not seeing the full suit at the time, but eventually I think we are going to see it. But overall, I think it's going to be a great movie come October. But that's definitely one I'm going to definitely. I think we're both going to wind up going to go see it. Yeah. But that's not the only reveal that they had. Of course, the Summer of Games, we did want to start with I did want to go ahead and get Street Fighter 6 out the way, not because of my obsession with the theme song on the sidelines. Yes, I have a title for it now, and yes, I have it downloaded, and yes, I have it added to my workout playlist because that song speaks Street Fighter to me. But
so they were allowing hands-on fights today.
So
over the Summer Games thing happening in California. If you're certain people, I expect Maximilian Dude to give full rundown tonight on his streams because he says he was going to go play the build.
Yeah,
We do get to see the character select screen. That opening roster is enormous for a base level fighting game.
it's almost as if Capcom listened to everybody. It's almost as if Capcom listened to us and said, "Stop nickel and diming us." Almost.
I did get to share some other things. We got to see a full match play out. That looks fantastic.
But I
We
have
got
to,
to see a character reveal yesterday.
yeah. Which
And potentially we'll see another character reveal on Monday.
see, I hate that tease because the one thing about the character reveal, which I'm gonna kind of have this playing as we're talking, because anybody else that's seen this probably already knows the character, we're talking about. Because when this thing played, and I was like, okay, it's like I'm not complaining at all, really. I'm just sitting here laughing because number one, I want to sit there and say, Guile looks how can I put
Guile looks great.
Guile looks like is it me? Because usually when you see characters, they kind of have an age to them. Guile is aging backwards. I mean, don't get me
Everyone
wrong,
thinks he's aging backwards now that he has eyebrows again and he has a goatee. You guys need to let that go.
but the flat top is immaculate. But the flat top, that's what I'm just about.
He didn't work on the marriage. He worked on the flat top.
Yeah, that is true. Right? That tells you where most of his dedication was. But I mean, don't get me wrong, Guile is one of my favorite Street Fighter characters, and the fact that his super is way different, which again I'm not complaining about. I thought it was pretty cool about his super, because as you're seeing right here. But I am just loving the fact that okay, so we are definitely getting Guile, and he just looks awesome as one of the characters revealed. And of course, I don't know, it's like that dude never stops having a comb on his ass. But
so the Guile reveal also showed us different things. Is that the super meter works off stocks?
yeah,
So you no longer have 2 level 1s and a level 3. You have a level 1, a level 2, and a level 3 stock super. So in Guile's case, the level 1 is Sonic Hurricane. If you use 2 stocks, then you get Solid Puncher, where it's the install V trigger.
yeah,
So that means Guile's got an install super now. And then level 3 is his critical art, Somersault Blitzkrieg. At least I think that's what it's called. I'm not sure of the name on that. But we can also look and point to, say, Ryu, where his Hoshigeki, which is the toss you up in the air, almost Rashomon style,
yeah,
is his level 1. His Dengeki Hadoken is his level 2, and his Shin Shoryuken is his level 3.
right.
And just today, I don't know, did I link that one to the chat? We also got to see Chun-Li's critical art.
You probably did. I just didn't get. I didn't.
That thing is fantastic. See if you can pull it up in the chat.
Yes, let me see if I can find it. Because
that thing is beautiful.
I was gonna say I have so many things on pause right now. I'm scared.
I know.
I do know with her style, it's more Shaolin based, which again I do love the fact.
She looks like she's going to down on a wushu dummy.
Damn. I can give you go ahead and give you a second, because I was like, because looking at Street Fighter, which again I'm kind of jealous of those that got to play the build in California. I was like, I'm in the wrong state.
Yeah, because this isn't E3 at all. What are you talking about?
No. This is give me E3 without saying it's E3. That's really what it is. Let's see if I can find it. Where? Luke and Ryu taunts. Okay, because it's gonna take me a second. Dang, we did have a lot of games that came out. Actually, I got a better idea. See if I can find a different way. Because it was killing me. I was like, every game that came out, because especially the Alien one, because that was going to be the next thing I was going to queue up. But I knew about one. So is one of the aliens an RTS?
Yeah, one of the aliens is an RTS.
Why did it have to be that
Hey,
way?
I'm okay with that because they say it's a single-player twin-stick shooter. So I am down for that. Here it is in the group chat.
I got you.
Or here it is in the private chat for the thing.
Nope. Got you
You
covered.
got it?
Yeah. Took me a second.
Well, there's our level 1.
That's her level 1. So it's just reminiscent of her Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo with the Fireball.
There's your
Going back
third
in,
strike super.
yeah.
Here's the granddaddy. Or no, that's still number 2.
That's still number 2.
Which it
Still
looks
nasty,
like it
though.
finishes at the upward kick and you could get 2 more hits in the air combo.
Oh, that's just petty. That's petty. Hang on. Let's see if I can clean that up a little bit. So it goes from low to mid, back up to high. I'm sorry, that's petty.
I think you mean it's pretty.
No, that's petty. I mean, it is pretty, but that's petty. God, that's petty. But I dig it though. Don't get me wrong, I dig it. That's petty as hell to catch him to go wing jump. Damn. That's petty. But then again, I dig it. And I want to playing that character. But no, Street Fighter for what it looks like is just gonna be an awesome. It's gonna be, I hate to say it, and I don't want to use the P word. I actually might pre-order this freaking thing. I actually might. I know I said I wouldn't, but now I will. But Jesus, it looks that freaking good. But anyway, moving right along, guys. Did you want to talk about aliens first, or did you want to talk about Kevin Smith and Kevin Smith news first?
We'll keep going on video games.
Gotcha. All right, so I'm gonna let so Joe, you can run with this one because I had not know that Aliens Fire Team had a DLC. It actually premiered this morning, and I did not know about it. So we're just gonna play the trailer because I haven't seen it. Joe has, so this will be interesting.
Was that a Xeno?
The corpse was definitely a xenomorph, slain in combat.
My God. Are those engineers? What killed them? And how? Far side! Xeno's coming in! What the hell are those? Something big's approaching your position!
Holy crap. Okay, so I gotta pull this back up so we both can see this. So they're bulletproof aliens now.
No, what they are is do you remember the after credit scene in Prometheus where the engineer that got face hugged had the Deacon alien rip chest burst from him?
I never seen Prometheus, so I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, so they had like a proto face hugger attach itself to an engineer, and from that came a white xenomorph.
Oh.
So this is basically a engineer. What happens when face huggers get on engineers? And so it's basically Hive Wars.
Gotcha.
And you're just stuck in the middle of it.
Not bad. I can definitely dig it. And as long as it's not a pricey DLC, I'll definitely go for it. Now the
I'm
other
hoping
game,
it'll be free DLC because they've been pretty good about giving us free stuff.
yeah,
Numbers
but
for the game are pretty low right now, but that's just because the game at this point is as old.
yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong, it's smooth. I mean, I go back and play Fireteam Elite sometimes, but I mean, it's still smooth. It's a lot smoother than Anthem was. Yes, EA, I have not forgiven you about Anthem. That could have been a beautiful game, but I look forward to that. I think I would like to say it's going to be a free DLC for Pathogen. It's an interesting storyline, especially for like me. If you haven't seen Prometheus, it's going to be up there. But the other game, that wasn't the only other Aliens game. There was another game out there called Dark Descent, and it looks great, but I'm not a fan of RTS. But if you are, check it out.
Sergeant Leo Alvarez of the CM Leth Recon Squad. Our mission was to enter the Tantalus base, locate the ComSat relay, and bring it back online. We found the relay, but there was a problem.
Get that door closed now, Private. Close that gate. Nothing gets in here. Ray didn't make it.
Releases of One Piece.
Willis, take the lead.
Oh, this ain't good.
What we found was a new kind of evil, and it found us first.
What?
This wasn't human.
Retreat! Retreat! Willis! Open fire! Go! 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 Alvarez! Through that door! Hold that door, Sergeant! Son of a...
I don't know what I saw in there. But I know when I close my eyes, I still see it. Now everyone's dead. And someone needs to know.
At first, I thought this was a movie. I'm not gonna lie. That's interesting. Aliens Dark Descent is actually what it's called,
I think
and
there's more to that trailer, isn't there?
oh shit, I was stand corrected. Hold on.
A tiny bit.
A little bit, but hey, every bit counts. So that's coming out in 2023. That is an RTS, which for all those who don't know, it's kind of a how can I explain this? It's an above top shooter. So if you're like me, you kind of like first person or third person shooters. Not my cup of tea, but still, it still falls in that same area as Fireteam Elite as far as storytelling goes. So I still will probably just grin and bear with it and give it a shot. But what did you think, Joe?
Oh, I'm gonna play it. I mean, this kind of reminds me of Hades, but with aliens.
Hades was really good. Hades was a really.
So I mean, if we keep dying and keep finding better and better equipment as we go along, I'm down.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a
Hades.
third-person squad-based isometric shooter. That is usually not my forte, but I will bend the rule for Alien.
Yeah, fair enough. No, but it looks really good. I can't complain about that. But we still have some few more trailers to go, but we are going to sprinkle some news in between. I did want to go ahead and get this one out. I was going to let Joe do this one because this is very near and dear to Joe's heart, and Yeah, I would do this a disservice, so I'm gonna let him talk about Thunderbolts and the fact that news came out today because that's Joe's bread and butter. So I'm gonna let him run with that.
Oh yeah, we have official confirmation of a Thunderbolts movie finally coming out, which we've been seeing sprinkles here and there throughout Phase 4 with Falcon Winter Soldier. We get the new. And go back up that way I can see what the Jake Schreier.
I'm gonna go with that. That's about close enough. Schreier, yeah, that'll be the director. Didn't he do what was it?
So he did Robot
Paper
and
Towns, I think?
Frank, Paper Towns,
Yeah.
Magnificent Color Roll with Chance the Rapper, I Can See You, Cinema 3. He's done some work. I don't think I've ever seen any of his work, although I can actually watch Frank and the Robot right now if I want. Like I was saying, we've been sprinkling this throughout Phase 4 and some of Phase 3 because, Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character is putting together a team. We already know U.S. Agent's going to be on it.
Yep.
We are already guessing Abomination will be on it, although that's hearsay because it looks like Abomination may actually be saved for She-Hulk, which could lead into Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Baron Zemo, obviously, considering he's the leader of the crew. I don't think they're going to use the Thunderbolt Ross scenario.
No, not with
what I do think they're going to do is that Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character is going to introduce the Thunderbolts, like the original concept of the world has no Avengers, they have died.
Right.
Here's your new superhero team. Wink, wink. Most of them are villains. Although in this scenario, not all of them are really villains. Yelena Belova is not really a villain. She's an assassin for hire, sure, but not a bad guy. The closest thing we get to a pure-on bad guy in this thing is probably Baron Zemo.
But was he kind of bad though? I mean,
I know.
He wasn't really wrong. I mean, as far as his approach, he wasn't wrong. That's all.
Quote Anthony Mackie. He's out of line, but he's right.
Right. I was going to say he's not. Baron Zemo wasn't wrong in his assumption, but I can see that though. But no, I'm looking forward to that because I think Marvel, like I said, Marvel has. I'm almost certain the MCU has the next 2 decades planned out of stuff they want to do, and they haven't even got to the mutant era yet, which is amazing to me. Like the word mutant hasn't even been said. I think. Wait, let me take it back. I think it was only said once. Enhanced has been said so many times. But I think only mutant has been said once. But still, I'm looking forward to that. In other news, though, guys, Ghostbusters does have 2 things happening. Joe had already called us a long time ago when Afterlife came out that, yes, there will be a sequel to Afterlife, and there is going to be an animated movie along with an animated series. So it's a trifecta, if you will. That, as you can see there with Sony Pictures Animation, they're going to go ahead and move forward with this. Celebrating when Ghostbusters Day, which is help me. What is
June
Ghostbusters
8th? Day after my birthday.
Thank you. I was like Ghostbusters Day. I kind of forgot what day that was, but they are announcing that, so it's gonna be 3 different things that are coming out. Which again, I loved Afterlife. Joe loved Afterlife. So Joe, knowing this news, I know the movie sequel wasn't a surprise to you, but how do you feel about the animation and the animated series?
I mean, they can do the animation and animated movie and animated series so many different ways. I mean, it's really going to be very hard to top the last 1.5 series, because the real Ghostbusters got real bad once Dave Coulier came in.
Yeah, because they try to be. They try to be something more than that.
Gene's sharp glasses frightened me as a child. So, no. The real Ghostbusters, the Lorenzo Music original syndicated 85 episodes is a true classic. Extreme Ghostbusters, I love to death, and sometimes touched on material that even got darker and more twisted than the original Real Ghostbusters cartoon.
True.
I want to see how far they're willing to take these animated series because you're not going to touch Extreme Ghostbusters.
No.
I guarantee you, we're not going to see a Hellraiser episode a second time around. We're not going to see a ghost that takes human eyeballs.
No, not in a PG setting. No,
we're not going to get the adult jokes from Extreme Ghostbusters of "Don't kiss her, Eduardo. Why not? She's 18."
Yeah, we're not going to get that. That's borderline. Borderline, we're definitely not going to get that. So you're exactly right. But I'm looking forward to see exactly where it goes from there on that. But like I said, as long as Even Redman's still writing it, I got no issues with it.
Yeah, well, I mean, Ivan Reitman can't write it anymore. The man's dead.
Wrong Reitman. Jason Reitman.
Jason
Reitman. Jason
I
Reitman.
got to do the sentencing. I keep telling you, he's 78 years old and he's dead. No, but I mean, like, there are so many ways you can do a new series. Clearly, you can have Winston make a new team and send them in New York. You can do franchises, explore the ghosts of Chicago. You can have Winston get Phoebe to come back to New York and her having to deal with being a Spangler and not being a Spangler. We've already dealt with that, but coming up with new equipment while dealing with the pressures of being a teenager in New York. She even said herself, like, the next thing I would like to explore is what's Phoebe like going to prom and having to still be a Ghostbuster.
That's gonna be interesting because I did love Phoebe's character in Afterlife, so that really would.
I would love to see Winston's kids, where they're like, "Grandpa, none of this is real."
Winston's gonna be. I think he's gonna have a believer. I want to see the polar opposite. Like, he believed it, but Winston never showed him. It's like Winston never showed him or her. But I like I said, I'm gonna look forward to that just because how good that's gonna wind up being.
The one thing I want them to do, if they are gonna keep the cast of
Paul Rudd's gonna be in this somewhere.
Oh yeah, no, he needs to be. Is I want them to vastly expand Lucky's character. She was the most underexplored character, other than being Wolfhard's love interest and being the second ghost dog. That was her character detail of, I'm stuck in the town. I'm the only girl you're interested in. I'm a ghost dog.
Yeah, fair point. I can see that. But I'm just gonna look forward to see whatever they do. Like I said, as long as they have as long as they have those key people there and don't try to outsmart themselves or try to Hollywoodize it, I'm all for it. I can definitely look forward to that. Just like I'll be looking forward to Jurassic Park this weekend, because if I don't get at least a few Ian Malcolm references, like he goes back to
all you got to do is watch Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, my boy. You'll get all your sexual grumblings right there.
I just want him to go back up to Alan Grant and said, "You remember when I told you this was a bad idea?" It's like,
oh no, you need to listen to the most current episode of Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, because he's back on there. It is just let's play 20 questions with
oh god,
Jeff Goldblum.
I'm afraid to see that.
And as I said, it's just sexual grumblings. That's the best way I can put it.
I'm going to definitely watch that. But there is some other video. But speaking of that, let's keep going before I go look this up and then get this thing, get us DMCA'd off this. But move right along, guys. Some other news, because like I said, Summer of Games had a mass load of trailers. We are not going to go through all of them just because there were quite a lot. So I will say this. If you're like me, the Callisto Protocol, it did get a date of February. Actually, no, that's wrong. October 2nd of this year. So if you're like me and you are waiting for Dead Space and you want to get the spiritual successor to Dead Space, it'll be available this October 2nd. We are not going to play the most recent trailer because we cannot get away with that. Not at all. We will not. I mean, if you know what Dead Space is and you see the trailers for Dead Space, just go Red Band, and that's what Callisto Protocol is. Again, great game. Looking forward to it. Can't play the trailer. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 does have an opening October 28th. Kind of looking forward to that because, like most Call of Duties, I like campaign. I want to play a story. Looking forward to that. Also, they did show Flashback 2, Witchfire, Fort Solis. Routine was the weirdest trailer. And again, it's a little on the gory side, a little on the creepy side, so I can't play it here. You can definitely watch on YouTube. Joe, real quick, did you ever play Outriders?
The heck is an Outrider?
Okay. Think of it like Destiny, except on one planet.
The heck is a Destiny?
Really?
Is it a pew pew?
Yeah. First person shooter.
Okay, well then you know that answer.
I was like, you said, what is a Destiny? I'm like, that threw me off. I thought you were messing with me for a second. Like, what's a Destiny? But no.
Is it like a marathon with the chicken squawks?
No, it's worse.
Okay.
Like Outriders to me was like Anthem when it first came out. I was so excited and amped for Anthem, then EA destroyed it. Outriders is the same place. They actually came out with a new DLC called World Slayer, which will actually be out June 30th. A few more new games. Again, you can go to YouTube and see the Stormgate, High Water. American Arcadia is interesting because it's like if you ever want to play the Truman Show as a live person, which is a lot of sneaking, you can definitely do that. And for some odd reason, someone ordered Goat Simulator. I don't understand it.
So you did get the joke of what that trailer was, right?
Yeah. Aside from I got three guesses. Which one is it? So I was like, it reminded me of one really bad Twilight Zone episode.
No, it's the trailer for that island zombie video game. It was the trailer for the second video game where there was like, instead of goats, it was zombies.
Oh, Dead Island.
Running.
Yeah, Dead Island.
Yeah, Dead Island 2's trailer.
Yeah.
Except they took out all the zombies and made them goats.
Didn't think
so it's
about
exactly that trailer. Like, look at the comparisons.
No, you're right, because Dead Island 2 did start off like that. I just not thought about that. I went so dark with it. But people want Goat Simulator. Don't know it, don't understand it. Cuphead, The Delicious Last Course, which is a fancy way of saying DLC. I'm looking forward to it because I'm a big fan of Cuphead. That comes out June 30th of this year. Midnight Fight Express, which is an indie fighting game, comes out August of next year of 2023. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, which did actually show Casey Jones as a fightable person. That comes out June 16th of this year. Definitely looking forward to that. And there are a few more, like I said before, all of them we couldn't actually show because of the intense of the trailers. Metal Hellsinger, which is basically if you wanted to play Doom while listening to heavy metal, it is up your alley. The Quarry, which we did show a little bit of a trailer. If you guys remember, about some months ago, we showed The Quarry a little bit. Also, they did not announce a date for it, so it could be a late 2022, 2023 release. Evil West, which is also another one, which reminds me of a Devil May Cry meets Hellsing. That's coming out September 20th this year. So,
honestly, I thought that thing was dark. That old vampire sheriff game, Dark Watch.
Yeah, it is kind of like that. It is in a way. It is kind of like that too. But I like the fact it was like it's a combination of so many. It's like how do you have Devil May fighting combination skills, the backdrop to a third person camera, but I mean it looks smooth. Don't get me wrong, but I'm definitely gonna be playing that. But getting back to the trailers because these next two, I'm surprised Hulu went with this because they call it Prey, but honestly, this is basically just Predator. But here's the trailer for it.
Why do you want to hunt?
Because you all think that I can't. I saw a sign in the sky. I'm ready.
Maui, Nita.
There's something out there. I'm coming with you.
You can't.
I'm trying to protect you.
Protect me from what? It's time.
It knows how to hunt. I know how to survive. Whatever did this, I can kill it.
Okay, so I don't get me wrong. It's like, tell me you're watching Predator without saying it's Predator. And I'm not gonna lie, to me, it's like beating a dead horse. I mean, how many more times can he tell a Predator story without it getting old? I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the fact that it is based off about one of the greatest tracking tribes in recorded history. Don't get me wrong about that. But you're still facing a thing that is stealth, that doesn't have the traditional Predator weapons, but it definitely has a shoulder cannon. Help me help you. That's all I'm saying. But what do you think, Joe?
I mean, I'm on the complete opposite side. I'm all for this. Interestingly enough, they did announce recently that you can get the entire movie in Comanche.
Oh, nice.
So that's real big. That's how I plan on watching this. I mean, if you think about it, the first two Predator movies that don't deal direct are good because they don't deal directly with the Predator. The Predator comes in as an extra force.
True.
So, like the Arnold movie is the Russians are supplying South American rebels to destabilize the country. The military sends in the South American government sends in mercenaries to quell the rebellion, and then a Predator shows up.
Right.
If you look at Predator 2, it is two rival gangs are tearing apart LA. It's like, is it LA or is it New York?
It's LA because of Danny
LA.
Glover. Yeah.
The police are doing what they can, and then a Predator shows up.
Yeah.
In this scenario, it's a girl wants to join the hunting part of her tribe because she believes that she can, and then a Predator shows up. On top of that, we also see that this is during the time where American expansion is happening, because we do see, I guess we'll go with, I'm not sure if that's the French or if that's American people, because I didn't get a good look at their costumes enough, but I'm fairly certain we'll see instances like when she's attacked by the bear, we're going to see the Predator drag off the bear, but we're not going to see the Predator. Now, the moment the Comanches start fighting,
yeah,
the foreigners for their land, then the Predator will show up.
I'll still watch it. It just feels like, okay, I understand the story you're trying to tell, but
here's how I can tell this is going to be a good movie.
Okay.
If there are two warring factions and then the Predator shows up, we're in for a good film. 1 and 2 are very clear cut about that. Let's look at the other Predator movies where it's just flat out the opposing force versus Predator.
Oh, AVP for a reason. AVP and
AVP 1, AVP 2, Predators, that new Predator movie.
Yeah.
If it's somebody in direct conflict with the Predator, we are not in for a good film. It's usually the Predator is usually a third party that wants to judge who is worthy enough to hunt out of the two scenarios. And then we will get oh, this one can take down a predator. It's not
I
about
get it.
level of technology in this scenario. I mean, the predators probably have to abide by their own hunting laws. We
Oh
don't
yeah, of course.
see the cannon
Yeah,
thing, but the caster may be for like a limited amount of time.
maybe, but I have to. I'll give it a fair shot and watch it. I'll still give it a fair shot and watch it.
Because if you
But
see the predator in this shot, he's got a cattle skull mask. He doesn't have his normal
yeah, he
predator.
doesn't have. Right. He doesn't have the traditional
So that means he's probably
mask.
only
Right.
going to use the caster once, then see, oh, they're at this level. I need to hunt them at their level.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping it'll be a good movie. Now the next trailer I have, though, unfortunately, I'm not so sure about, and it's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite shows slash movies because there was a movie for it. Rob Zombie's directing it. He is directing a version of the Munsters. I honestly don't know how I feel about this.
Well, now what?
I, I don't know. I don't know. Um, Joe, you got thoughts on this one because it's gonna take me a second.
So we currently see from the rating that this is PG.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't help but wondering if this is going to be one of those things where what we see in the forefront is PG, and then we're going to see horrifying things in the background, or like the Five Nights at Freddy's people will pick this apart. And it's like, oh, there's a horribly dark story going on here, but it's presented in a PG way. I mean, it could be a number of things, but like it has been given a PG rating.
That I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I mean, even the monsters back then. I mean, it was more comedic. It was more comedic timing. It was more the jokes. There was a little bit of innuendo back then, but I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't bad, but I guess it's the fact that. And another thing I know is going to bother me is Rob Zombie. Rob Zombie bothers me because number one, I did not like House of a Thousand Corpses. I did not like what was the other one? The sequel to House of a Thousand Corpses. I forgot what they were called. Um, a lot of his movies I just didn't think that were really good as horror movies. So the fact that he's taking on really a cult classic like The Monsters, I'm worried that it won't do well because he tends to have a certain focus when it comes to certain movies. And with this being PG, I mean, it does still fit within the wheelhouse for The Monsters, but like I said, I don't know, because Rob Zombie's way of doing humor and things of that nature, it doesn't always connect with the audience. But I could be wrong, it could be just me. But I'll still give it a fair shot when it comes out. What about you, Joe?
I mean, I'll definitely give it a shot if I can have the ability to watch it.
Through other means.
No, this is one of those scenarios where I'm not going to go out of my way, but if I can, I will.
Fair enough. But yeah, we're gonna definitely leave it at that. So, some real quickly just to go through the shows of the week because there's still a few more shows we have before we get to Joe's news and comics. Really quick about the shows. Kenobi. What do you think about? Did you watch Kenobi this week, Joe?
Yep.
What'd you think?
Felt a little flat to me in some areas.
I can see that.
The whole Rev interrogating Leia was kind of just bland. And she was like, oh, I was a young one. It's like, well, no crap. It was kind of obvious.
I should know the fact that Leia just looked at her as like, that's the best you got. Leia kind of looked at her powers like, that's it? It was almost like you gotta try harder, lady. That's what it kind of felt like to me.
Oh, yeah. When she was using the Force on Leia, Leia's like,
mm-hmm.
Is it supposed to do something?
Force system.
Which means Leia's already stronger in the Force than she is.
Yeah.
She just can't access it.
But again, it's like, yeah, I get the whole, third sister at this point, and Vader almost ending her, and it's like, and of course you kind of saw Kenobi start to get his fighting senses back, because I mean, after trying to fight Vader, and Vader came off full tilt, pissed off, and They hadn't missed a step, so that was different. But hearing James Earl Jones never gets tired. I never get tired of hearing James Earl Jones as Vader.
I mean, the only thing that was like kind of cool was the Jedi that were caught frozen in amber.
Yeah.
The youngling thing was super weird. Like, we were supposed to feel bad that they captured a kid.
You felt nothing.
Like, I'm wondering if that's like one of Rev's like group mates from the earlier in the war, and then they just like put him on ice, or
I can kind of see that.
I saw Kit Fisto there. Not Kit Fisto. Who's the? We're never going to be able to find that out because there's too many darn Jedi. But it's
Pretty much.
No, I know. It's Plo Koon. I think we see Plo Koon in that one.
I'll take your word for it.
He's one of the ones that can breathe in space.
Yeah, because I'm about to say Star Wars.
Like I said, there's too many Jedi and whatnot, but like,
yeah, I'm say
sure
Star Wars.
Star Wars nerds, we'd be able to name every single one there.
Yeah,
but like, okay, well, this is moderately creepy, but okay.
But no, I get it. I can see it was kind of a lackluster episode, but I mean, it still had its fun parts. I could knock it.
I do like the spy lady's like, we are spies. She's like, well, no crap.
but also in additional news, though, Moses Ingram, who does play the third sister, it is found out that she will be getting her own series. So that's actually going to be. I'm kind of curious to see where they're going to go with that. They actually just announced that a little bit before we started the podcast, so she will be actually getting her own series on Disney. So definitely looking forward to that. Superman and Lois, the most recent episode, I'm not mad about. They really did go into Lucy Lane's backstory a little bit. We're still seeing fallout from Lana, trying to figure out what to do with Clark's secret. Allie finally starting to do some parasite stuff, as in siphoning Superman's powers. And now starting to merge the worlds together. So I didn't think it was a bad episode, but what do you think, Joe? Did you watch it?
No, I didn't watch it.
But no, I thought Superman Lois was a good show. The Flash, I'm starting.
What is that wig that they gave Chester?
The same. Oh, I was gonna say a Tyler Perry wig, but I couldn't say it fast enough.
Not even Medea's got wigs that bad.
Oh, it just keeps getting. I mean, when the Flash isn't the main character in the story, and they tried to make Allegra seem like the main character, and the fact that, again, I'm not mad about this, that Iris wasn't nowhere to be found, but it was so weird that she was such an integral part of the story that she hasn't been seen for 2 episodes, and then you introduce Fast Track. I feel like all Hail Marys are being thrown at this point. It's almost like let's try to keep season 9 hopes alive, but it's like you introduce Fast Track, who at the end of the season is just like, oh, well, I'm only using this to help me control my speed. That's it. I mean, forget the fact that Caitlin went off site and is possibly going to wind up being the Killer Frost that we know her to be. It just feels like the Flash is all over the place, honestly. So it really was a meh episode. But the show that I know that me and Joe both have seen and we both like, if you guys have been on the rock or you've just been on Disney Plus all day, Miss Marvel, that episode came. Miss Marvel's first episode, Generation Y, came out. Joe, what did you think of the first episode of Miss Marvel?
She is the brightest little ball of sunshine there ever was.
She really is. She really, really is. She is someone had said this. I forgot who said this, but it's like, you know what Miss Marvel is? The episode was literally about an MCU fan that loves Marvel, that is becoming a Marvel superhero, but it still is an MCU fan at heart. Which, for all those that don't know, the lead actress herself is definitely a Marvel fan, because her and Kevin Feige have come to arguments over which Kamala she is, either 616 or 1999. Take your pick. But Overall, the episode was really great. I keep saying this all the time: representation matters. Not because of Kamala Khan herself. I literally thought her family was a bright shining point of this. I mean, forgive me for not knowing the actors and actresses, but the one who played her mother, who played her father, who played her brother, it was just that type of atmosphere. And from where they are in Jersey, it was almost as if it was like the city was its own supporting cast. So I really did like it. The fact of how they introduced the bracelet and her powers. And correct me if I'm wrong, did the dude at the end was also the same person that interrogated Peter Parker in No Way Home?
Yes.
Thought so. Okay, because I was like, that dude looked really familiar at the end. The Department of Damage Control. That's
the one who was interviewing May and MJ.
Mary Jane. Yeah, MJ, right. So yeah, okay. So I know I was like, that dude looks so familiar. Like, Department of Damage Control. But which will probably be a link to Armor Wars when we see that. But overall, I did love the episode. The fact is, I can't wait to see what she does now she has powers, but she's still dealing out the fallout with an overbearing mother and her father just trying to understand in a world where she really isn't allowed to. Which is kind of funny. Her mom brought the Hulk suit, and her dad came out in full on green. But I just thought it was a nice little coming of age story, and I dig the fact that the whole thing is just her imagination. She's bubbly, she's lively, she's a dreamer. I can't knock all that. That kind of stuff is infectious. But Joe, anything you want to add to that?
Hulk Boo is fantastic. I wonder in this version who she's going to come out as a superhero to. Depending on your continuity, sometimes it's either the mom or the dad. More often than not, the dad.
Yeah.
I mean, in the Avengers game, it was just the dad that you only got to see. In the comics, she does eventually come out to both of them, but it's the mom first, and in the cartoon, I think it's the dad.
Gotcha.
So it's usually depending on which parent is like the most outgoing. I hope to God that in season 2 we introduce Squirrel Girl. Just to see those two together would be fantastic.
Oh, the head would explode.
The only thing I'm really not a fan of is her best friend is like the third super genius.
Yeah.
We've established thus far. Like, we need to move away from I'm in high school, but
I'm really
intelligent. My own Alexa.
Oh, that was still funny. But I mean, you're exactly right. I can see that. But I mean, I think that's the Disney formula. You always gotta have that one innovative or creative friend that's to be the relief or support to Kamala to
There are other ways you can be creative and supportive aside from a techno genius. I mean, we're literally about to have Ironheart, which is nothing more than techno genius.
Fair. That is fair and true. Oh, by the way, hi, Chad. I know you said hi. I was like, hi, Chad. I know you're watching, dude. But I know I get it, though. But, I mean, overall, aside from that tidbit, it was still a great episode. Now, I wonder how they're going to do the big bad. But I think they gave Miss Marvel, they're giving 6 episodes, or is it 8?
I am unsure, but I want to say 8.
Because if I'm right, I'm like, I think they're giving, I want to say 8 because they're trying to see how she'll be accepted. Because, I mean, if I'm right, they're doing the same thing like they did with Loki.
6 episodes.
Oh, it's 6? Okay, cool. All right, so it is 6 episodes. So I guess it's going to be a limited run. But I guess to go into the Marvel, to the Marvels, I guess. But it's going to be interesting. But actually, other news before we get back to the trailers, Kevin Smith, again, a person who I truly believe either needs to direct a DC movie or a Marvel movie. Whoever will give him the freedom to do what he wants. I personally think it should be DC because I think he can write a great Flash. I think he can write a great Flash movie. He's already proven himself in writing great Flash episodes. That being said, if you were watching Masters of the Universe Revelation, which was written and directed by Kevin Smith, the news has came out that he will be making more Masters of the Universe called Revolution. Me and Joe have both seen Revelation on Netflix. I think it's great. I know some people, because we talked about this on a podcast not too long ago, that some people had an issue with Revelation, and both me and Joe have sat there and said, "Look, this is not directed to He-Man fans of old. It is to appeal to the new generation." Personally, I saw nothing wrong with Revelation. I thought it was great. But moving forward, Revolution, I think it's going to be even better. But Joe, what do you think about the news?
I mean, I don't know what else we can do. He has they have literally killed heaven and hell in this universe. So
that's still fun.
Unless we're gonna start jumping galaxies and jumping universes to restore balance, I don't know what we're doing, because they went like all out last season to the point where it's like, well, this is self-contained. We don't need to go further, but we're going.
Yeah. Oh, they're going to push the envelope. But
I mean, they did lead into, I guess, Hordak.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm not mad. I mean, I feel better because of the writer behind it. If it was anybody else with Kevin Smith, I would feel a little bit nervous. But I have faith in him. I think it'll be a great series. I really think it will be. But I'm looking forward to it because I think, like I said before, until he finally gets the freedom to do a Marvel or Netflix movie. I'm sorry, well, even or Netflix movie, Marvel, Netflix, or DC, any of the above. As long as he gets the freedom to do it, I think he'll be great. But also another game I did want to show because again, Joe got me into this, so now I'm looking forward to it. I kind of want to know his thoughts about this because the trailer for Marvel Sons came out. I'm gonna play it first, and I want to know Joe's thoughts on it.
This world has no hope under your watch. Surrender your pain to me, and I will make you whole once more. There, my sweet child. Mother won't hurt you.
Typical Parker luck. I'm gonna need some backup.
So I gotta ask, Joe, how do you feel about it?
Why are there two Wandas?
I have no idea.
And I noticed they shifted Spidey for Captain America to Spidey.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm gonna get it. I mean, I've been hyped for this. This just means I get to add Spidey to my permanent team of Magic, Nico, and I guess good Wanda and Peter. I mean, Fred Tavisher's back as Hulk, but I mean, that man is about as job secure as Frank Welker at this point.
True. I just thought that was interesting when I first saw that. And of course, that comes out October the 7th that comes out. But I was looking at that like, wow, so they switched out some people and added some more. Nothing wrong with that. But again, just thought that was interesting. But the other game that actually did get announced for Summer Games also deserves its own trailer just because it's basically Capcom Arcade's second stadium. But if you don't know what I'm sorry?
Which did get leaked.
Yeah, it did get leaked. The whole I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, do they really get leaked or are they just testing the waters? That's what I feel like sometimes. But while we're talking, I'm gonna let this play. But but again, this is going to be on all platforms. Even though it says Xbox, it's still going to be on all platforms. But this is actually Capcom is basically going to be 39 games. Well, I'm sorry, not 39 games. That's wrong. It's 39th anniversary. I'm sorry. So if you've never played Capcom Arcade Stadium before, it is basically a cavalcade of former games that you can play in one setting. So, for all those that are not part of the glorious PC Master Race and on a Raspberry Pi, this will basically be for us. So, again, it's a lot of games that I haven't seen in a long time, especially Savage Bees. Savage Bees, I forgot I thought about. Sidearms. I'm trying to think of all of them. There was one particular, because they do have the original Street Fighter on there, which, again, I love. Blaze Tiger.
The Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Edition's on sale for $5.99 right now.
Say what?
Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Edition, so everything from Street Fighter to First Strike is on sale for like $5.99.
Oh, nice. So, yeah, they have a lot of these old Capcom games. Again, Knights of the Round, which is, again, one of my favorite, Slam Masters, which is basically just a WWE. But as you guys can see, like I said, for all those kids who are not, let's see, if you were born after 1997, you're probably not going to know a lot of these.
See, I'm kind of confused on why the Darkstalkers are here when they have their own collection. Now, Mega Man Power Battles 1 and 2, I'm definitely down for, but
yes,
I'm confused why Darkstalkers is in here.
Yeah, I don't know why, unless they're going to take that down. That's the only reason I can think of that we want to get rid of it. But still, to have that many games in one setting, I am going to definitely get that. But as you see, that's actually, like I said, Capcom Arcade Stadium 2, available July 22nd, so not too far off from now. And yes, please ignore the Xbox One. It is available on all platforms. So just want to throw that out there before people start saying it's for Xbox. Nope, it's for all platforms. It's just that's the video that we got. But aside from that, guys, there is one other trailer I did want to show. Because number one, I'm not sure about it. It's Gotham Knights. I'm still not sure about this game. I think that at first I was like, I like the idea, the concept that you can play as different characters, but the most recent trailer gives me pause for concern.
I mean, they're already working uphill.
Oh, true.
I had nothing. And then this city became my home. Its people became my family. Gotham gave me everything. It deserves to feel safe. No matter how hard we try, there's always more to do. And now, it's up to me.
Got time for a dance, Nightwing?
I got this, Bruce.
Now, I'm not too bad about that. Of course, that comes out October 25th. But I don't know. Does it feel like, from a trailer standpoint, it feels a little flat to you, or is that just me? Could be just me.
As I said, they're already working on an uphill battle. They have to already distance themselves from the very poorly received Gotham Knights CW trailer.
True.
They've already had to change the bio scripts for Batgirl because of how badly offended people were by it.
Of course.
So, they're not exactly hitting home runs with this series at the moment.
It just, how can I put this? I mean, I expected more. I mean, especially with the fact that this game has been slowed down. Then it was said then it may not hit its release date, and now we're actually having a release date. Considering that the fact's gonna be in October, it's just like I feel like please. I don't want to say it, but I'm like, please don't be buggy. Please don't be buggy. Please don't be buggy. That's the only thing that goes to my mind right now. It's like, don't be a buggy game. Whatever it is, don't be a buggy game. But again, I mean, I'll still probably give it a shot. I probably won't pre-order it, but I'll still give it a shot. But that's not all the summer games, guys. Keep in mind, guys, that of course there will be another presentation this Saturday. There will be this Saturday, this Sunday. Unfortunately, Xbox Bethesda will not be until Tuesday. So that'll probably be the last big shindig for the summer of games until we get down the road to the Video Game Awards. Because I was going to be honest, out of all these games that they showed, I was surprised there was no God of War Ragnarok news. Now, the last thing we were told by Santa Monica Studios that it was going to still be a 2022 release. I just thought by
November.
Oh, it says November?
Possibly.
So it's still tentatively November, but a trailer would make me feel better. That's all I'm saying. I mean, we begged The Rock for a trailer, and he actually delivered on his trailer. I just need Santa Monica Studios to give us a God of War Ragnarok trailer to make us all feel better. But that's really the trailer that we do have, guys. So, Joe, what news and comic book news do you have, sir?
We just got comics right now. I think we covered all the major news.
Okay.
Give me 1 second, I'll pull that up.
Yeah, because I was expecting something. I was actually expecting some Halo news, but I'm surprised how then again, let me take it back. Xbox hasn't done theirs till Tuesday of next week. So again, that might be there. But while you're getting that together though, I am definitely looking forward to Jurassic Park Dominion. There we go. Couldn't find the words I want to say. To find Dominion on Sunday because I just want to see Ian Malcolm go up to Grant and be like, I told you I was right. That's all I want. As long as I get that, I'm cool. But go whenever you're ready, Joe.
Yep, so starting us off, we're going into Dark Crisis. This is Dark Crisis issue 1. This is written by Jeff Johns doing the script, Danielle Samperi. Samperi is art, Alejandro Sanchez doing colors, and Tom Napolitano doing letters. Chapter 1, the Justice League is dead. So, this is the immediate fallout after Black Adam returns, informs John that, hey, you're dead, and everybody else in the Justice League is dead except for Naomi because coincidentally she wasn't there.
Pretty much.
For reasons we probably won't talk about.
You probably should.
I won't be petty tonight. I promise. All in all, this is just a start to the madness. We see John trying to recruit people that would have been the Justice League in a different timeline known as the 5G timeline.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of them just immediately nope out. Luke Fox, just like Nelson's like, no, last time Batman teamed up with somebody, he died. Wonder Girl's like, I just started this gig. I'm not ready for team-ups yet.
That was still funny.
Aqualad, he's all for it.
Mm-hmm.
Booster Gold and Blue Beetle just bro bump-fisted their way into the Justice League. Killer Frost is there because she's on the CW stuff.
Right.
Harley's there because it's Harley. Hal Jordan says this is all BS and we're going to get to the bottom of this. The interesting thing is that Jessica Cruz is a Green Lantern, which makes no sense right now.
Right.
Because in continuity for prior to this, she's still a Yellow Lantern. So I don't know how she got her green ring back, but whatever.
Probably been a flashback to it.
I hope so, because that does not describe anything.
Yeah,
Shazam is part of the Justice League. Wally is part of the Justice League, although he's going to go find Barry.
Yeah.
Damian is there to support his best friend. And I think they're also getting ready to age up Damian to be around the same age as John.
Yeah.
which I'm fine with. I just like that Black Adam immediately tells Jones, like, this Justice League is crap.
But
And we all know
judgment.
who should be leading this team.
Ooh, the instant judgment.
He makes a very good point. It's like, you are not your father. You need to learn to walk before you run. You are not the one to lead the Justice League. We all know who it is.
But
And then it cuts over to Nightwing, and then we see Deathstroke once again being petty against teenagers.
You ain't lying.
And murders fairly certain he murders a founding member of the Teen Titans.
Oh yeah, there ain't no way he survived up close. He didn't survive that.
Well, I mean, there are ways he can, but I don't think he did.
I'm like, Deathstroke was like, oh, Justice League is gone? I got a bone to pick with the Titans. Just
oh, the adults are gone. I'm gonna go pick on kids. They're the ones I can beat.
I just thought that
50%
was,
of the time.
I was like, for it to be the first issue, that was a body count. We just said the body count is out the window, but okay.
So, like I said, this is a good introductory thing. We got quite a list of comics to collect, resolving the fallout of everything. We now know that I don't know if the Justice League is now officially dead, or if they are being used to power Pariah's machine. It's kind of up in the air, but to the world currently knowing they are dead.
But pretty much like Damien said, you know my dad's still alive, right?
Yeah.
It's like my dad's still alive.
I mean, my dad took Darkseid Omega beams to the chest and just got sent back in time.
Right.
Because he's Batman.
But no, I can see that though. But no, it was a good issue. I was like, my God.
I enjoyed it.
We just sat there and said, just up the body count though.
Moving on over, we got Pride, DC Pride 2022.
Mm-hmm.
We have Super Pride, written by Devin Grayson. We'll just go with what we can do. So, Super Pride is the story of Superboy. Confessions. A lot of them are in and out. So for me, I'll be honest, I didn't really read all of them. The ones that I identify the most with, meaning Green Lantern, because it's just her. I want to say that her story is the epilogue to Far Sector before she left the planet.
I can see that, but it had a real Sin City vibe to it. I dug that.
No, yeah. I really dug that. The Kid Quick, or
that story was just...
It's setting up that Teen Justice Multiversity series.
But Damien going to a Pride Festival, and I got to point this out. Damien going to a Pride Festival. No. Damien going to a Pride Festival and literally wanting to security scope out the entire place.
Because he wants to make sure it's safe for his best friend.
I was sitting there tripping about that. He says, "We don't need to. What are you doing? I'm getting a costume. We're going to Pride. We don't need costumes. Well, what about security? It's a festival. Will anybody check the sewers? No, for what? It's like Damien was in full on. Look, I know we're going to a festival, but we still want to check some stuff out.
The Tim Drake one is just him trying to meet up with his boyfriend.
Yeah.
Which is not too bad. The Aqualad, was that him recounting meeting his boyfriend?
Yes, it was. Okay. It was pretty much meet the parents. Nubia and Big Barda.
Nubia, I enjoy. Nubia's just. We met in gladiatorial rings. It was cute.
Connor Hawk, I get that. I like that story. I liked his story because it the way it read, it was like the whole thing as he's writing the letters, explaining everything, and then you just see Dan come there and say, "Were you talking to yourself the whole time?" No, I was writing a letter. You were talking out loud. Oh, it's okay. I was just like, really?
I mean, I find it okay that Connor Hawk is asexual. That man got hit on more than anybody else in the 90s.
True. Batwoman, it was a quick story. I kind of expected Batwoman, Robin to be quick stories. Harley and Poison Ivy, weirdest foreplay requiring a safe word situation I've ever seen.
It is how they love.
That is the weirdest. I was like, this is like foreplay without a safe word. Like, wow. That's all I could say the entire time was wow. But I really did like Kevin Conroy's story at the end. I was like, oh,
Yes.
dude, that was really, really good. To know that part of how he got to be the voice of Batman the animated series, I was like, and the stuff that he was going through beforehand, I was like, oh, well, this is okay. I mean,
That was
overall,
probably the single most important story of this book.
yeah. Pride. This was. I expected Pride to be a good issue. I expected Pride to be a great read just because it gives a chance for a lot of LGBTQ stories to come out. But that and with Kevin Conroy at the end, I really didn't like that.
Jumping over to Marvel, Marauders. This hasn't been too bad. Marauders is being written by Steve Orlando, art by Eleonora Carlini, and colors by Matt Melia.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is still just like Kitty Pryde in space, trying to guard the new queen of the Shi'ar Empire from the Crimson Kin. This is still just a big space adventure. I think this is one of the books that's going to be shutting down soon.
Mm-hmm.
I hope not, though, but at the same time, the book does need to get a little bit better because I think it's lost a little bit of its oomph with just pretty much Kitty and most of the crew doing their best while Cassandra Nova and the new kid sitting in the back, and Cassandra's like, all right, sweetie, watch this. And then, like, Lalandra's got 5 different things going on in her storyline right now. Like, where are her secret X-Men that she just recently employed?
And nowhere to be found. That sounds like.
Well, I mean, I think they've already been written out that that's not a story that's proceeding forward because Roberto Del Casa is part of X-Men Red.
Yeah, it's just. I tried. It just didn't grab me this issue. I'm not gonna lie. This issue I kind of had to really focus on keeping my attention with, but it didn't grab me like I thought it would.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still for it. Less so than Legion of X. I know for a fact Legion of X is also only going to be 5 issues.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
I can understand
Issue
that.
2 did not help issue 1's case. It got a little bit better, but still, I don't understand what's going on in that book.
Oh, that felt like every time I play Kingdom Hearts. But go ahead.
I mean, none of these books are as bad as X Corp, but
No, you're right.
There are some of these books are going to continue. Some of these books are only going to be 5 issues long.
Yeah,
because they're going to stop at Hellfire Gala, continue forward, and then we're getting whatever our next big event. Everything stops for Judgment Day, and then we go forward again. But I don't know what books are stopping for Judgment Day versus what's keep going.
Makes
I'm
sense.
going to assume the only one that is going to continuously go is Knights of X because they're not in this world at the moment.
Okay.
Unless it resolves just in time for Hellfire Gala, but like Marauders are stuck out in space. And it's been interesting. I haven't really disliked any of the current X books. I think the only one that's retained its spirit from the last run was Knights of X, but then again, that's a book for Joe.
Yeah.
Moving on over, we got Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man number 3. Writer is Zeb Wells. Pencil art is John Romita Jr. Art colors or ink is Scott Hanna, and color is Marco Menzi. I'm hanging in there, guys, and this is not me being spiteful for the awesome Ben Reilly stuff. I do not like this opening arc. I think it's god awful. I do not like John Romita Jr.'s artwork. I've never liked the overly boxy look to everybody.
That Spidey looks like an overblown cartoon.
I mean, a good way to tell a movie is bad is if you have Ron Perlman in it. Or not Ron Perlman. Ron Jeremy, excuse me.
You're not wrong.
And a good way to tell a bad book is if you have White Rabbit in it, and this book has White Rabbit in it.
You're not wrong.
This is just a bad book. This is just a bad opening.
Well, it's like I told you. It's like you pretty much nerfed Spidey. You made Tombstone more sinister, and it's just like it's like you kind of put Peter into the same pit of despair that he was when he was in the Beyond arc.
Well, hopefully editorial can change things around now that Joe Quesada's gone.
Yeah.
But like him pleading with Tombstone at the end of the book that he's learned his lesson.
Yeah, that's bad.
Like,
that is uber bad.
I'm gonna give it till the end of this arc, and if it continues to be crap, I'm dropping Amazing Spider-Man until Zeb Wells leaves the book or does something else. Like, I love Zeb Wells. Zeb Wells writes amazing stuff, but this is the case of Brian Michael Bendis, where maybe he's just not meant to write these characters. I can wholeheartedly tell you, I bought a whole bunch of stuff this weekend for my birthday. Most of it was Brian Michael Bendis stuff because I have his complete Secret Avengers, his complete New Avengers run now. His time on Moon Knight, which was fantastic, but the man still can't write Naomi or Ironheart to save his life.
Naomi, I'm sorry, my mind just flashed back to that. But no,
I just don't think Zeb Wells is the right guy for Spider-Man. He's good in Collective because his work during the Beyond series is fantastic, but like maybe the Zeb Wells Spider-Man he was supposed to be writing was Ben, not Peter.
Maybe so, but I just can't. It was just so bad just to see Spider-Man literally submit to Tombstone. I'm sorry, I just can't get that out of my head. It's like it's
he
a
didn't
Spider-Man.
even get the good Fox cartoon joke off on Tombstone.
No.
That is still one of my favorite jokes. I don't suppose I can convince you to come up here and fight like a spider.
From the anime series, but still, it's just that issue was just so bad. And I felt bad that it's like of all the things you think that would be better, but I don't know. Maybe, like you said, maybe things can turn around the next issue. I just don't see it, but maybe.
I mean, I'm wondering if this is a way to make Spider-Man a more street level superhero again. By him getting punked out by one of the Tombstone is not exactly. We'll put him at a B level villain.
I was gonna say he's barely B level, so it's like maybe I'll even give him high C, low B. But still, to Tombstone, I mean, give us a villain of some degree, but Tombstone. I'm sorry, that's just gonna stick with me. But go ahead, Joe.
No, like I said, I'll give it till the end of this story arc. If it doesn't improve, I'm dropping the book until we at least get to Dark Web. That way we can see Ben and Madeline screw with Peter.
That's going to be interesting.
Moving on over, we are looking at a new indie book that I fell upon. This is called Grimm. It's by Boom Studios. Written by Stephanie Phillips. Illustrated by Flavanio?
I'll go with that. Flaviani. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that.
Flaviano.
Let's go with that.
We'll go with that. Colors by Rico Renzi and lettering by Tom Napolitano. Colors also by Flaviano. This is just an interesting tale of a Grim Reaper who has lost her sight and is now trapped in the mortal world because of it, because some guy just doesn't want to be dead.
Although I do gotta give the "Don't Fear the Reaper" at the beginning, though. I do gotta give respect for that.
I do like the designs of everybody, even though the main character Jessica Haro is suspiciously familiar to Ruby Rose from the Ruby series. I even let my little sister read it, and she liked the book, although her favorite character was the glam rock British Reaper.
Oh, the one with like Axl Rose and a bender?
Yes. The one that was making fun of the other guy who was her friend. Yeah. It's like, you've been alive since what, the 1800s, and this bothers you now?
He's like,
I'm not that old. I've been only alive since the 1876. Again, this bothers you now?
Right.
And then he's even like, well, we're dead. It's like, I don't want to go to New York. It's cold. You're dead. It's like, but New York sucks.
But the whole thing about the site, though, I was like, I do like the fact that, the whole time she's trying to feel sorry for the guy that got to it and just yoink, you're not going to need this. And the whole thing about, not having the sight, not being seen, and the one time she thinks she hasn't been seen, she is being seen. And then at the end, I guess it's Death herself is like, oh, by the way, we have an issue. A Grim Reaper has now been seen in the human world. It was almost that depressing. I give her all of these tools and she still manages to mess up. just that level of just disappointed parent. But I mean, it's a different book. It grew on me. I would definitely give it a second. I would definitely give it a second.
This is a strong introduction issue.
Yeah, I'd definitely give a second issue a try.
The only reason this stood out to me is, again, because I looked at I got the holofoil cover, which looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
No lettering, just straight this cover, but in holofoil.
Yeah.
But the other thing is like, why is there an adult Ruby Rose? It's like, all right, I'll bite. I'll see what this is. So, I mean, I'm always looking for new indie books because, I want to try and support indie as much as I do the big two.
True. But
no, these are all the books fit to read this week. We'll see where this goes with everything else next week. I know we're starting our march in Dark Crisis. I think Hellfire Gal is getting ready to start up, so we get to see not quite Geese Howard Steve as Emma once again tries to sleep with Steve. I think Steve might actually go for it this time.
Oh, God. That'll be interesting.
Like, I don't know why Emma wants to sleep with Steve so badly. It's super weird.
Not as weird. No, let me take it back. No, it's up there with top 10. I was going to say it's not as weird as Nightcrawler or Gambit, but it's up there. But thank you, Joe, for that. And of course, like we always sit there and say, guys, about comic books, please support your local comic book stores. Ours is Rick's Comic Book City, which has 3 locations: Fort Campbell, Clarksville, and Donaldson. Definitely check them out. Support your local comic book store. And if you're not able to get to your comic book store, definitely go to your local library, because libraries still do carry the most up-to-date comics and manga and multimedia, including video. So with the cost of $1 for a library comic book card, a library card, not a comic book card, sorry. So a library card, you can go out and check them out and still be able to keep up with all your favorite fandoms. So definitely support your local library, support your local comic book store, and definitely if you're in Middle Tennessee, definitely go to Rick's Comic Book Store and definitely check them out. But that's really all that we kind of have. Like I said, I know we had a lot. We will definitely be back next Friday because Summer of Games will have wrapped up. And if there is any news between here and Tuesday, we'll definitely know about that. But Joe, any news on the streaming schedule, sir, and things that you may be doing?
No, I haven't been doing too much this week because I'm on vacation from work, rightfully so. So I haven't been streaming practically anything. I still don't know what I want to stream after Elden Ring on Twitch. I'm playing Final Fantasy 15 right now, and I am way overpowered at this moment.
Are you just breathing on people and killing them?
Huh?
Are you just are you one-hit killing?
Almost. I'm level 30 and I got to go do a level 5 quest to make the story go.
That's a one-hit kill. So if it's a level 5,
depending on where you go to complete these quests, the monsters scale to you to a degree. Like now, I'm just searching for some of the royal weapons in 15. I'm fighting level 28, but to move the story forward is a level 5 mission.
That's what I'm saying. If you're at level 30, it's level 5 and it scales up. The most it can probably max scale up is what, 14, 15?
Maybe.
And that's still a 2 or 3 hit shot for you.
That's not my fault.
Well, with that being said, you can still catch Joe's previous streams on his Twitch stream at Joe Italian last name. Definitely check him out on YouTube, of course, Total Justice Gaming, and of course on his IG handles at Nashville Green Lantern and definitely Nashville Scarlet Spider. Some other shameless plugging before we do get out of here, guys. I do want to shout out first and foremost my buddy Big BZA Dot, who has been sneakingly, and I say sneakingly because I did not know this, that he's definitely putting up his beats again on Instagram. So you can definitely check him out, Big BZA Dot on all socials. Either on what's going on Facebook, as his shows you can see there, Smoking Trailer Sundays and the RF podcast are definitely still there as he is trying out some new things. But definitely go ahead and show him some love. Also, shout out to the guys over at Geek Salad for allowing us to share our podcast on their page. Certainly appreciate it. You can definitely check them out on Facebook as well as YouTube under the name Geek Salad. As for yours truly, guys, I'm BlackFox447 on Instagram. You can definitely follow me there as I do post reviews of music, video games, and other reviews, and also gym stuff because I do a couple push-ups. At the same time, guys, I'm all about motivating and putting together the positive light. Also saying happy birthday to my co-host Joe, who is doing exactly what you should be doing on your birthday. Doing absolutely nothing.
39 is already a lonely existence, and I feel nothing but pain.
Damn. After I just said something positive, that's what you go with? After I said 39. I was like, God dang, say something positive.
No, actually, it hasn't been too bad. I'm going out and doing some stuff tomorrow. Let me think what else happened. Oh, National Comic-Con came and went.
Yes, and I'm so jealous. How was it? I didn't get it. So what?
Huge success. I want to thank Jason Marsden. Got to hang with him a little bit at the after party. It was nice meeting him and hanging out with some friends. Con was fantastic. One is Mr. Knight. I was surprisingly one of 3 people that did a Moon Knight cosplay, but I was the only Mr. Knight.
Okay.
Someone did a female Moon Knight, and someone did a Layla. The little girl that did Layla was like spot on. I mean, she looked like the actress at like whatever age she was.
Mm-hmm.
Cute as a button. Nice kid.
Nice.
Ghostbusters, we were there. We were in full force. What else? Got a nice little tumbler for Transformers and hung out with Cosplay Collective, hung out with the G.I. Joe crew, the Ghostbusters crew, fell asleep at the con on the second day. I usually do. I'm super tired. Hang out at the table.
So.
Huh?
I mean, understandably so. You're active. So, yeah, of course you're going to get tired.
Yeah, I'm active, and the Ghostbuster suit is super hot and just drains all my stamina. What else did we do? We just wandered around and talked to people and saw fun things. And I actually took pictures, which if you're friends of mine, you can see it on the Facebook, as I have shut my Facebook down to friends only because of security stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a good time because I very rarely take pictures of cons I'm at because I don't know if people are chill with me taking photos, but we did this time and it was good fun.
Cool. I'm jealous of all of y'all because I didn't get to go.
So again, big thank you to Jason Marsden, who was fantastic.
I'm so jealous of y'all. I really am. But hey, that's what happens. That's happens. You got responsibilities. But as you guys can see at the ticker at the bottom, you go ahead and make that just a little bit bigger. You copy and paste that into your browser. Will take you to our link tree. That's the YouTube and Facebook groups for all of our podcasts. How the Frack Got Here, Get Bitten, of course, off of this podcast. Definitely like and share and let us guys know what you think. Also about everything that we've shown tonight, what you liked, what you think is coming out. Will we see God of War Ragnarok? Will we see something big from Xbox and Bethesda? Will we be disappointed again to the Video Game Awards? Who knows? We still want to know you guys' opinions. With that being said, though, guys, we definitely
hold on real quick. I actually did find those pages.
Okay. I'm curious to see these pages. I'm curious to see them now.
Okay, gotta stream us. All right, let me know when you can see it.
I got it up. Go for it.
Yeah, so these are the opening screenshots from Hellfire Gala 2022 issue 1. We see Emma and Clea disagreeing. Clea trying to show it off, and Emma doing, that's very cute, darling.
Dang. That's just going to be just
next over we got, I think this is Miles.
Possibly. I mean, you see the red and black.
It's the red and black scheme. I don't know if this is Miles or Peter, but I'm betting on Miles seeing Doom and just like him being all around Doom and Doom just like, what in God's name was that?
I can see that.
We get to see people coming out through the portal, the 5. Manifold and Ileana. MJ is talking to Proteus. And once Proteus' attention, it's very suspect because That is not Mary Jane.
Mm-hmm.
That is actually Moira.
Huh.
Yeah, Moira for some reason is either using a Mary Jane clone or is psychically taken over Mary Jane's mind.
Okay.
We don't know what's going on. Apparently, Charles and Forge have come to some sort of headway.
It's like a dance battle.
And here we got Emma, and we don't know who that is, but I'm assuming this is going to be one of the, what is it? One of the not Inhumans, Eternals. That's on Krakoa. That right before Judgment Day.
Okay.
And Anna's still trying to get with Steve.
This is just the smirk at the end. It's still funny to me. That smirk at the bottom, like, yeah.
Although, if you look at some of the stuff Steve was, some of the artwork for Steve, that man is just Geese Howard.
Dang, nice. That's gonna be something to look forward to. But as we wrap this up, guys, really quickly, like I said, the only thing we'll say at the end of all this, guys, is that really in this day and age, please be nice. It takes zero energy to be nice and decent. It takes 100% to be a dick. You don't know what the other person's facing in life, so you never know. Always try to be kind, say hi, be nice to each other. You never know by being nice or saying hi or just checking on somebody. You may be doing more than just being kind. You actually might be saving a life. Aside from that, COVID is still out there. I know with monkeypox being said more than COVID, please still be careful, especially going to high traffic areas. Also, take care of yourself. If you take care of yourself, you take care of others. And also, with that being said, guys, we will be back here next Friday, same Get Big time, same Be It Big channel, to go over what else may be in store from us for Summer of Games Fest, and also bring you the latest in anime, comic book news, and all that jazz. So, any last words, Joe, before we call it night?
Fantastic.
Every time I think you're gonna go right, you go left. That being said,
I'm fingering, do your thing.
That being said, he's been Joe, I've been Will. This has been the Get Bit Podcast for night, guys. Thank you all for watching. We are out. Take care of yourselves and each other. We will all get through this. Peace.
Okay, bye now.